welcome to the Sportsman Show. I am your host, Chris Kringle. Maybe not. I don't know. My belly does shake like a bowl full of jelly. My belly. So, but my name is Joseph Musil. I am your host, along with my good friend, Gochi. Go.
Hi. We're not Ebenezer Scrooge. You don't have to worry about that. We're not stealing stuff, or we're not the Grinch. We're stealing Christmas stuff away from a big town or anything like that. So.
Well, he did steal his wrap around his neck away from the tree. He pulled that off the tree. I guarantee he pulled that off.
Yeah, I know. And then he felt bad afterwards, and the kids had no idea. He wanted to turn the town into a naughty town so he can to almost turn it into don't decorate anything, just keep it regular and simple. It doesn't work around here.
Yes.
But 2 weeks from today, it's Christmas.
Yes, it is. So we're in the Christmas mood. We're in the Christmas. We're feeling it. We got to do this. We got to keep the spirit alive during this COVID season stuff. I mean, it feels good. And sports are not feeling the same. They're slowly motoring along. They're hitting obstacles. They're way different than they are. But
probably by the fall of 2021, I think we will get back to normal and things will be booming again. Yep.
And
I think so.
That's not far away, folks. That's not far away. That's
Nope.
You gotta still believe. You gotta keep on believing. You gotta send Santa some some
good
cards, good vibes, and make sure he comes to your house with a mask on. If he doesn't, kick him out.
Or a shield.
Or shield or something, or some hand sanitizer. He usually does wear gloves or stuff, so.
Yep. Extra protection Santa, especially if the kids want to go see Santa. You won't be able to go see him, but at least you can see him up and away at a mall near you. So.
Well, yeah, I think they're behind glass or something, 6 feet apart, something like that. Actually, the Indian Rock did a nice holiday lights show. It was going to go on this weekend, and you drove around the lake. You saw a whole bunch of good, nice Christmas lights. You listened to some good Christmas music. The kids got a shout out from Santa Claus and stuff like that. So that's a pretty good thing that happened in Bristol this weekend.
Oh, absolutely. And we need this right now. I mean, I heard Page Park is doing the same thing too. So.
Yep. So there's good stuff still happening out there, folks. So get in the spirit and,
enjoy the time.
Enjoy the times. Yes. All right. All right, so what do you want to start with, Coachy? Let's get into the sports. Let's
get into this thing. I'm going to start, you know what, and to all you NBA fans, congratulations. Welcome to the preseason.
Yep, welcome to the preseason.
As it starts tonight.
Yeah. What?
Go ahead.
Well, preseason basketball starts tonight. You're not going to get many of the stars actually playing in these preseason games, but you're going to learn about the rookies that these teams have selected and stuff. You're going to see a lot of them. They're going to get some playing time. And I'm actually going to learn some of their names and stuff, actually, with what team they played for, what teams they're going to play for. And it's going to be interesting. It's going to be fun. So we're going to have some round ball, pro style, going on tonight. So.
And not a lot of people who are the regulars who normally play. You may get about maybe 5-10 minutes tonight. And
you don't want to get anybody injured or anything. You want to just keep somebody warmed up and fresh, like the Celtics, probably Kemba Walker will play 5-10 minutes, or Jason Tatum will play 5-10 minutes. Which you will see a lot of. Look them up on the Celtics roster, but let's see. You will see, Kemba Walker won't rush back because of knee injury. He's still doing with the knees. But let's see here. what can I give you to look for here? You will see probably some Taco Falls coming into his second season with the Boston Celtics. Hopefully he toughened up a little bit. Hopefully he acts like a big man. That would really help out Boston and really help out his career a lot. Let's see, one other one. Daniel Tice, probably that's going to probably be a little bit of playing time, not much. But Peyton Pritchard, the Oregon kid, this is a nice kid to watch out for. Very good court vision, very good passer. Can shoot a little bit, so we're going to see a lot of him probably tonight. So that's somebody to look out for.
One thing to reiterate when we start the regular season for games on national TV, and I don't know if you heard about this or not, but if any player who does not play in the game because it's for rest purposes, the NBA will fine that team $100,000.
If it's played on a national level. If it's not being televised on a national level, they can sit.
And you're okay, yes, but I'm talking about if it's on TNT or national ESPN or national ABC, then it's a whole – like TNT is definitely national.
Yeah. So if you're missing the national games, the big televised games, for no good reason that you want to just take a rest, you're going to get fined.
You're going to be $100,000 lighter.
Especially this year with no fans probably going to the games and stuff.
Well, to start, so I don't know if every arena is going to have fans.
Yeah,
I've seen some college that maybe had 500 to 1,000. That's mostly because of parents, and family members. It might be the same. It might be the same thing all this year, or it all depends how fast the vaccine comes. So
yeah, well, the vaccine is coming. That's coming along. It's going to be like springtime until regular people get this vaccine in them. Yeah. It's going to be springtime.
Yep, so, pretty much. But back to this rule about not playing on national televised games. $100,000 is very steep.
To a team, yes, to a team penalty, yeah.
I mean, today with the Brooklyn Nets, Kyle Irving.
Yep.
And the team got fined $25,000 because he refused to do a media thing. If you want to at least not do it at the facility, at least do it at home. Don't just say no. I'm sorry. I don't want to say anything, because you know what? There's one player who always does that too, and he does not like showing up for the media, and his name is Marshawn Lynch. He loves to do it and doesn't speak much.
Well, I don't think Marshawn Lynch is playing anymore, but
well, no, actually, there's a report that he wants to come play again. Apparently, he's broke. So
apparently,
so
he spent all his money.
Seattle isn't going to need him this time. They have healthy running backs, but it's just so crazy. But the first thing he said, if I play, I want to play on a Super Bowl contender. I'm like, dude, this is week 14 now.
Yeah.
You got 3 weeks. You're going to probably want to go be on a team where they'll need you at some point, but it might be a team where you're a wild card contender.
Yeah, something like that, or not at all. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of a little late for getting him back. But
well, he did this last year too. He got into week 15, I believe.
Yeah. And another player holding out is the always now complaining James Harden. He's holding out.
I do want to talk about this because I've been following what's going on with him. He's not very happy. He doesn't like a change going in another direction. It's like he wants to lead the team to a younger generation. Well,
he has 3 years on his deal.
But now he's backed off. Now he wants to go. Now he may go to the 76ers because a person who worked there, I think the president of the team now was the president of the Houston Rockets.
Yep. I forgot his name, but yes, it is.
So that's but of course now in order for him to come back to Houston, I believe he has to have 6 consecutive negative tests.
Yeah, he does. He can't just come back.
Nope.
for the preseason games. I think he's going to okay. You're not even done with 3 years on your contract. You're getting paid $40 million a year off your contract, and you're trying to dictate where you're going to go. I mean, that's no fair to the fans in Houston, to the
Not
owner
fair to
in
the team and
Houston,
the
organization that invested time and gave you a contract, gave you a great contract, gave you as much money as you can make in the NBA to just diss them like this. I mean, what would your boss at Ocean State go and say? You're under contract for 3 years, but you want to leave and go work at uh, Job Lot. And what would he say to you if he wanted to do that? I mean, could you do that?
More than likely, the door's waiting for you.
Yeah, it was waiting for you, or you would get a harsh punishment or something, or you would
or a transfer.
Or transfer or something like that. You can't really do that. I mean,
no. And you know what? There have been players who have held out before in the NBA. It doesn't happen very often. Well, the NHL used to have about at least 2-3 players a year where people hold out, and now, of course, people holding out has not been that as bad anymore. But actually, in the NFL is now the 4 sports that people will hold out now for contracts out of the worst, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, yes. But he's not even holding.
But for Harden, he needs to stay in Houston. I mean, if he wants to go to Philadelphia because your GM was there with you, okay, I have no problem. But if you're going to go to Brooklyn, just remember you have a head coach who's a rookie with no prior head coaching experience.
Yep, and there's only one basketball to share. I mean, you can only share one basketball.
I mean, are you telling me now with a first-year coach who doesn't have any experience, you're going to have him, Durant,
and Kyrie Irving, who's already complaining? Yeah. I mean, that's going to be a headache.
Before you know it, if Brooklyn isn't playing this well, Irving may be the next one to go. Somewhere.
Probably, yeah. If the Irving and Durant doesn't work, it will probably be Irving.
Just Durant's with Brooklyn for a long time, so I think he's a captain.
Yeah, but Irving's already kicked himself out of Boston. You know.
Well, yeah, because he got stupid. He did some nasty things. I think he did some of this in Cleveland too.
Yep, he did that in Cleveland just to get to Boston, and then he got out of Boston just to go to Brooklyn. I mean, is it really fair to have these players dictate where they want to go?
No, it's like you're handing your general manager a list of teams where you want to go to. It's like a demand.
Yep. I'm going to go.
Here's another example: the trade deadlines. Okay.
Yeah.
When this happens, if you want out, okay, if you want to be traded to a contender, give me your list of teams where you would like to go.
Yep.
And then you'll see what the general manager, the vice president, can see if they can work out a deal and maybe get something good in return.
Yeah, I mean, the teams on the list have to give up like half their roster to get you.
If he goes to Philadelphia, I think they're going to have to give up 2 good players.
They're going to have to give up Ben Simmons probably.
No, I don't know. Not
or
Simmons.
Joel Embiid. They're going to have to give up him.
Yeah, one of those 2 would have to go. Both of them are not leaving.
No, one of them's going to be gone.
If it happens.
If it happens to Harden. But
if he goes to Brooklyn, then it's definitely going to be young players and draft picks. I don't think Brooklyn wants to get rid of their big-time players, but, of course, watch out, salary cap.
Yeah, salary cap and stuff like that. It's also the pink Powerade time.
Strawberry,
yummy. All right.
But But in all fairness, you got to remember, when the Brooklyn Nets were the New Jersey Nets, remember, this team stunk. They didn't really do anything for a little while until, John Calipari came in there. He made the playoffs in his first year he made the playoffs. Then he went one more year, he left. And then not Dennis Scott, but it was Byron Scott.
Byron Scott, yes.
He took the Nets to the finals twice.
I think it once or something like that, because they had Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce. They made that trade with Boston for some players. They gave up Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett, which didn't stick around too long in
No, they both left after that year.
But I think it was 2. I think they left after 2 or
Garnett
something.
stayed one more year?
They didn't stay long.
No, they didn't. And then Pierce went to Washington. He went to the Clippers, then he went to Washington.
Then he retired.
Yep.
And
that's okay. Garnett got a ring. Pierce has got a ring. They're both happy.
Yeah, they're happy. But, I mean, Ray Allen actually made wise decisions and went to a contender and actually won more rings.
Won 2 or 3 rings.
He won 1. 1 after the Boston. He's got 2.
One
in Miami. Because he's the one that hit the corner shot to beat San Antonio.
Well, I think, did it send it to overtime, though?
No,
I don't think it
beat him.
Okay.
It beat him.
All right, fair enough.
So.
All right, so for our NBA people, we wish you the best of luck. Let's see what the preseason does. The regular season is just 11 days away. It starts December 22nd.
Yeah, just a regular season. But let's see. I mentioned
do have 2 games. They're both TNT games, so those are national televised games. To start the season.
Yeah. So
of course, the Nets and the Warriors.
That's a great.
And then the Clippers and Lakers is the second game. So, and I'm not promising that game either.
No, but there are some interesting things to look forward to. There's Brooklyn. You want to see if Kyrie and Durant mesh together. You want to see if LeBron can capture another ring. You want to see if the Clippers can hold on, because Paul George just signed a nice 5-year extension.
Max contract.
Yeah, max contract. We'll see if he can bounce back.
Because the Lakers are loaded. I've seen what the team looks like now. Anthony Davis, glad you came back. You made the right choice.
Yeah.
And I heard the Gasol brothers might be on that team this year.
Yeah. So I mean,
good luck to Rondo and good luck to Howard, but you knew their time was coming.
Yeah, Dwight Howard, you could. I don't know. I don't like that player.
No, don't worry. He's with Philadelphia now, so.
Yeah. Well, Boston will see him a couple times.
Yep, I know. So, okay. So I guess I need to put my hockey one into effect now.
Hockey time.
Yes. Last week when we talked, 1 week ago, back on December 4th, because I have to give the date because sometimes they don't put these episodes in right away.
No, a couple.
The season is now, but they have more hurdles to climb. I'm a little bit more calmer about this one. They think if all goes well, the season could start January 13th now. Everybody would play between 50 and 56 games right now, but there's still some more hurdles to climb for it to work because when I listen to XM satellite radio, sometimes I listen to NHL radio when the NFL radio network has a break.
Yeah.
I listened to Brian Burke, who used to be general manager of the Vancouver Canucks, the vice president of the Calgary Flames, general manager of the Anaheim Ducks, and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Okay, I said it all in one shot.
Yeah.
He's now an analyst for Rogers Sportsnet in the Canadian Broadcasting Company, and he said that it got very heated between the players and owners for the night. So they made them reconvene because in their contract it said they could cancel the season due to the virus, which still could happen because the board, from what I understand, the border for Canada is still closed at this time.
Yep,
and
it is.
What might happen if they do start the season just for this year, there's going to be an all-Canadian division.
Okay.
which can be very interesting. I don't know how that would work, but like I said, there's a long way to go. Teams are still talking about they want to do outdoor games just to have fans. I don't think that's going to happen, unfortunately. That's a lot. That's a lot to do, and it would cost the people to make the ice surfaces with the baseball stadiums and football stadiums. It would cost a lot of money to do it.
Yeah, and if you're only going to have like maybe 1,500 fans or something like that, that's really not cost effective.
Well, I can tell you right now, if the Los Angeles Kings wanted to play their outdoor hockey games, they would. Well, no, they could. I don't know if they can make an ice rink at the new stadium at Sophie Stadium, but Dodger Stadium, fans are not really allowed. Right now, there's no fans allowed going to any LA games right now.
Yeah.
None.
Yeah.
And you have to remember, like the San Jose Sharks, I think there's still another 2 weeks left, or about a week and a half. But in the Santa Clara Bay Area, San Jose, where the 49ers play.
Yep. No contact sports at all.
None. You can't even play.
Yep.
It's tough for some of these hockey teams. I mean, the San Jose Sharks, thank goodness the season hasn't started yet for them. They got to go. They'd have to go to another county to go practice. Not for the state. Like, if they want to go practice, they're going to probably have to go to Los Angeles or even San Diego.
Yeah.
If they want to get it going. But that's where we stand with the possibility of the season. Am I optimistic? I would like to see the season happen. Is there going to be fans? There's going to be limited capacity. The rules are already strict in place. What's going to happen? I do want to mention, Joe, I forgot to say this. Very strict rules about the NBA about what happens if you're tested positive.
Yeah, very strict.
I'll let you talk about it while you yawn. Go ahead.
Let me talk about it when it's yawning. Yeah, there are strict. It's going to be harder than keeping in the bubble. It's not going to run as smoothly, guaranteed. There's going to be a lot more traveling. You're going to have 32 teams flying around, and guarantees one team or another will have a couple players pop positive for COVID-19 or get zonked. So, Coachy's watching the greatest hockey game ever, probably.
Yeah, well, I just turned on UConn and Boston College men's hockey.
Yep.
Hockey East, and I'm happy to say they're tied 1-1, so that's pretty good. And UConn men's hockey looked okay so far this year, so I'm impressed.
UConn, Boston College has a very good team. They have maybe the top 10 players drafted.
They're ranked number 2 in the country. So
yeah, they got about the top 10 players going to the draft. So you'll see a lot of those Boston. Yeah. So you'll see a lot of those players.
I do want to mention. Thank you for saying this. I read an article, North Dakota State, who's number 1. I don't know if you read this, though. You may want to read it if you get a chance. But ESPN.com reports that 2 players from the North Dakota hockey team were taking a knee during the anthem.
Yep.
I said, don't do that. Please don't hurt the sport for that.
Yeah. It's going to make some news. In hockey, not as much as football or something like that. But
remember, when the NHL restarted for their playoffs, and when they did have that moment, they did do the knee segment. That was when, of course, it was really ugly. But they didn't do it during the anthem. They did it before.
Yeah, before the game. Yep.
Anthem, so. But at least it only happened once. It was out of the way. But I hope North Dakota State, those 2 players don't start doing that, because they don't need to hear all this baloney, especially when you're number 1 in the country. Please don't do that.
Yeah, I agree.
It's so not much fun you want to start doing that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But all right. I will talk about the Patriots a little later, because it's my turn to rant. I did not but I don't want to do it yet.
Which Patriots do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about Week 13 Patriots?
13 first. Week
13 first, and then Week 14 is Cam Newton needs to.
Here we go.
Yeah.
I'll start it. the game against the Los Angeles Chargers, we were both blown away on how that game went, and there wasn't much offense in that game. You know who won that game for him, Joe? It wasn't even defense.
Special teams. They had a white guy running around like he was on fire.
I think his name is Pulowski.
Yeah.
Hold on, it's my turn to do this.
Okay, look him up. But yeah, they had the defensive was okay. The defensive turnover by he's got the Polish guy on the team. I forgot his name.
A new player too. I forgot his name, but
yep. But yeah, it was all special team. They had a punt return, and
loved the field goal block for a touchdown.
Yep.
And his name is Gunnar Olszewski.
Oh, Snooski. Oh, that's Polish. Anything with ski on the end is Polish, buddy.
But that's okay. I actually like how he has played the last couple of weeks. He's done pretty good on special teams, and I think, to me, is he ready to be a wide receiver? I think you can give him a chance, and maybe with the time with the auditions now, this would be a good time for him to try and get some.
Yeah, I know. He actually made a couple tackles on special teams too. He was all over the place. That kid, number 80, he was all over the place.
When he scored that punt return for a touchdown, I said, "Wow, what did the Chargers do on this? They gave him so." On that play.
Well, I saw that play developed when the Chargers shrunk their kickoff formation, and I'm like, why are you doing this? You're already kicking off to a short field, and you're shrinking your.
This is a punt, so
yeah,
this wasn't a punt.
Your punt. Well, I was saying kicking the ball, but punt. Yeah. But when you punt, when you shrink that, the defense can actually bottle you up better, and you can't get by them. I'm like, this is not gonna end well. I mean, it didn't end well because they didn't
well from the first play of the game.
No, they didn't have anybody around him when he returned that kick.
No, and it looked like there was about six. The Patriots set up a 6-player wall, I think, on that play too. They had 6 blockers, and they couldn't do that one any better than that. All the Chargers were blocked.
Yep, I mean,
not even the kicker could take him. The punter could take him down.
No, not even, because he was blocked. Everybody. Mm-hmm. I mean, he caught the ball cleanly and just took off.
Yeah, I mean, I was surprised it was like 45-0. I said, we shut out the Chargers, and by that much, what the heck did we do right? And yet our offense still didn't really do anything.
No, our offense didn't do anything, and mainly why we disappointed.
Besides Cam Newton still likes to be, oh yes, I'd like to run for touchdowns, which he had 2 of those.
Yep, he has 10 touchdowns running for the year.
Yeah, well.
We'll get to him.
Leads to this.
Yeah,
but that leads to this. They stayed in L.A. for a few days because they were playing the Rams, and it was in Los Angeles, so it wasn't worth it for them to leave and then come all the way back. So,
they've done that before. They've done that.
Right, but it's a short week. You couldn't.
Well, you can't just leave L.A. and travel 6,000 yards back home to Boston and then travel another 6,000 yards.
Yeah,
I mean,
couldn't do it. No way.
You can't do that. I mean, it's okay to stay there because, I mean, that saves in money, traveling, stuff like that.
They did. But they did. Apparently, they're already home now because they already flew home right after the game was over. They couldn't take Los Angeles anymore.
Well, yeah. I mean, they flew home during the game because their butts were getting kicked.
Here's my problem.
Yeah.
Back in week 2, Cam Newton going on 4th and goal. There's the entire Seattle Seahawks going for thinking it's coming, the run.
Yeah.
He was stuck. So here we go again, going forward. Last Thursday night, 4th and goal, same thing. But here's what I thought he could have done. If he pitched the ball to Damian Harris, they had a better chance to score than faking the option and then trying to take the ball in.
Yep. I mean, Cam Newton. He can't pass the ball anymore.
No.
Or the wide receivers don't have enough time with him to get gelled or anything like that. Yes, he can run the ball, but if you don't have any plays 20 yards or more, they're just gonna. That's only like zone coverage can cover your defense.
Well, not only that. Let me make another example. The fourth quarter. I don't know if you saw it, but the entire offensive line gave up basically in that fourth quarter. They stopped making blocks and tackles. They were like, I just want to get the heck out of the stadium. That's what it looked like in the fourth quarter.
Well, some of those were like probably extras and stuff because the real guys were probably home.
It was 17-3 at that time. And then that's when after they realized, they got stopped on fourth down.
Yeah.
They didn't even make an attempt. And I thought they should have maybe made the QB switch to start of the fourth quarter instead of waiting. And then, by the way, Bill Belichick says Cam Newton is still our starting quarterback. I'm like, okay, you know what? Listen, your probability of getting to the playoffs went down to about 10% unless one of those three teams gets beat.
They're not. Yeah, they're not going to make the playoffs. Not after tonight. No. They still have They still have Miami left. They still have Buffalo left.
All their teams are left is the divisional opponents. That's who they have left. They have to go to Miami, and then they're home to Buffalo, and they're home to the Jets. That's what they have left.
And the only game they're probably going to win is the Jets. Hopefully they win the Jets.
No, I may give Buffalo a win, but not Miami.
I said the Jets.
Yeah, I know. Well, I said the Jets will win. Buffalo too.
I don't think the Jets will win.
No, I don't think the Jets will win either, but I think we can beat Buffalo too at New England.
Buffalo's going to win that game probably at New England.
I don't know. By that point, we're probably going to be doing auditions anyway. So
yeah, I think hopefully Stedham gets a couple more games.
I think he needs a couple more starts because I don't see Cam Newton coming back. No way. I think if they bring him back next year, the only way I see him getting another chance is when the whole defense comes back.
Yeah, because there are 8 players out with COVID restrictions.
Yeah, right. So they decided not to try it. So
yeah.
But yeah, overall, defense wasn't that bad. Unfortunately, yes, the bad offsides call, I was steamed, but
yeah,
that's for another day. But overall defense was okay. I'm not going to complain about how the defense was. They gave it their best shot, even though that first series stunk, and then they were on the field for 10 minutes. So
when defenses break down and they get tired, they get frustrated, they get and stuff like that. Even great defenses, that was a pretty good defensive performance by the defense. I'm not knocking on the defense last night. I'm not going to do that because I thought they gave it their best shot and they kept their offense in the game that they could. So this game was more about the offense that couldn't really, especially when you're in the red zone 4 times and you couldn't do anything. Yeah, that's that. When your offense can't score or your offense can't move the ball well or can't stay on the field, your defense is given to poor field positions, short field opportunities for the other team. Other teams just take advantage of that. You just need a quarterback. I mean, you need a quarterback to sustain drives. You need quarterbacks to change field position on you. You just can't go out there and go 3 and out and only go like 8 yards or something like that.
Absolutely.
And just
Right. All right. Get it out of the system. It's done. All right. We don't need to go on the blitz yet because there's 2 teams I want to talk about that I was very impressed with. So I'm going to start.
Impressive.
Let's start with the New York Giants in Seattle.
Yep. New York Giants, Seattle. Let's see. New York Giants actually
made Russell Wilson run around like it was kindergarten and first day school.
They only finished 17-12, but in Seattle too, given impressive their
Mm-hmm.
but their defense held Russell Wilson in check. I think teams have figured out that Russell Wilson is the key to defeating Seattle. If you hold him in check,
You're going to keep everybody in check.
Yeah, you're going to keep everybody in check. I mean, they're starting to not allow Seattle's wide receivers to get behind the defense as much.
Metcalf was held to only 81 yards in receiving.
Yep.
And I believe Lockett was kept in check. I think he had about 50, 60 yards, but that was it. The only touchdown was Chris Carson.
Yeah, I think well, they're double teaming those. They're putting like help over the top of the corners.
Yep.
And that's all you really need because and they're only rushing 4. They didn't blitz. Giants didn't really blitz as much in that game.
And that's part of the reason why they won, because you knew if they blitzed, guess what? Somebody was getting open.
Yeah, and somebody's running around. But give the Giants secondary a ton of credit for holding up.
I thought that was their best game of the season. Offensively, Wayne Gallman had another good game. Alfred Morris had a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown.
Yep.
So, and this was, by the way, with Colt McCoy. This wasn't with Daniel Jones either.
No, it wasn't. Colt McCoy, very decent backup, very good player when he did his starts. Where did he start? Cleveland.
Washington. And I know he played for Washington.
And then he was at Cleveland, I think, for a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean that's a reliable backup. Colt McCoy is
right, and that's a huge win for the Giants too, by the way, because winning a game like that, of course now they just put themselves on a Sunday night national TV game against Cleveland coming up next week, coming 2 weeks.
Yep. That game gave them actually that was the first win in that division over a team above 500. They were 0-17 in that division. That was the first win.
Not anymore. Now it's 2-17.
Now it's 2-17. Yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah, the next team we're going to talk about is the Washington football team.
Yeah.
You know what? I got a message for you, Steeler fans. Last 2 games, dead awful.
Yep, dead awful. Their offense. I don't know what's wrong with Ben Roethlisberger. He's not throwing the ball very crisp.
Wait, hold on that one. He threw the ball over 50 times in this past game against Washington, which I'm like,
yeah, but
okay,
he threw it over 50 times. Are they catching it that many
times?
No,
there were a few. Eric Ebron had a few mishaps.
Drops and stuff.
He had a couple. Everybody had the dropsies.
Yep. He's throwing lame ducks up there. He's not stepping into the throw. He's not throwing it into the tight windows or stuff like that. I don't know what's wrong with him. I think it's
14-0 lead too, by the way, before. Oh, but you know what? Remember, Chris Boswell didn't play that game, so the coach didn't trust the other kicker.
Yeah, that too. And
that's
they botched the kick too. But it all relies on Roethlisberger. I mean, he started off well. I don't know if he's injured.
They said he had a problem with a knee injury. I remember reading something about that.
I mean, that's pretty much the only thing that I would think about if he was injured, or that couple games ago when they took him out and he got sandwiched a little bit and he took a big hit.
He came in Dallas and then he came back. He got an injection or a cortisone shot.
Yeah, I since then that offense hasn't clicked.
No, and remember, James Conner has missed the last 2 games because he was on the COVID list, but he's back this week. Pouncey, their starting center, is back this week as well.
Yep. So
I did find that out, but stop dropping the ball because you know what? Remember, Pittsburgh fans, Cleveland is knocking on your door right now if you're not careful.
Well, Cleveland's knocking on their door. Kansas City's knocking on their door for that one round bye.
Right now.
Yeah. They're not the number one seed yet.
I thought KC did because Pittsburgh lost. I thought Pittsburgh and KC flopped.
Nope. Pittsburgh still has a better interconference record than KC, so they still hold the top spot.
Yeah, not much longer.
Well, if they lose to the Cleveland Browns or that's the only inside game they have left. I think.
Pittsburgh only has one division game left. No, is it really? They only have one. I thought they had Cincinnati. They still have to play two. Yeah.
Okay, Cincinnati.
Cincinnati and Cleveland, I think they still have left. Baltimore, they played there too.
Yep.
And forget the other teams. No, they played Cincinnati once. They played Cleveland once. Okay, they played Baltimore twice. Okay.
Yeah.
I think they played Baltimore twice, so that takes care of that.
Yes, it does.
But now with all that being said, the other games that it's just mind-boggling right now at this point.
Yeah.
In time. I mean, you got like for example too, if Seattle, you just lost to the Giants, and now you're like a 2-touchdown favorite against the Jets on Sunday.
Well, that's the Jets.
Yeah, well, remember, I wouldn't be taking the Jets too lightly after you just lost to the Giants.
Well, the Jets forgot who they were in 5 seconds and lost to the Raiders.
They did a lot more than that. They lost their defensive coordinator.
Well, that's because
I couldn't believe that. That was
That's because that wide receiver blew by that corner, and he was wide open. I mean,
it was Joe. I can tell you what the play was. It was supposed to be an all-out blitz, and then all of a sudden, Ruggs starts flying. The defender for the Jets. No, I don't think so. We're not going to start going speed for speed. Instead, he makes the catch, and he just walked into the end zone.
Well, the Raiders person made the catch and walked in.
Yeah, well, if the Raiders had lost that game, that would have been devastating for them.
That would have been. It would have been.
I'm not impressed with Las Vegas right now.
No. But well, the Jets forgot to play defense for 5 seconds. And lost that game.
They had their chance, though.
Yeah, they had their chance. I mean, give them
how much time do we have left? I got it, so we can continue the blitz.
Let's see, what do we got? We have 8. About maybe 10 minutes.
Okay, that's fine. I got time for probably a couple.
Yep.
Pick a team.
Let's see. What do we got? That's really not a game. Baltimore beating Dallas. That wasn't much of a game.
No, it wasn't. Dallas went to bed after Lamar Jackson scored that easy touchdown.
He ran right over him. They ran for 300 yards on the Dallas.
294 was exact on that game.
Yep.
294.
So, Buffalo and San Francisco. San Francisco
that was competitive. That was competitive though for a while.
Not playing in their home stadium probably hurt them a little bit. Buffalo comes out with they got some offensive pieces. Stephon Diggs is a player.
Cole Beasley has stepped it up the last 4 weeks.
Yep, Cole Beasley. I mean, that's like another Julia Edelman catching those short passes and stuff
Cole
like
Beasley
that.
Used to play for the Dallas Cowboys, and he never really got a chance to play, but now he's getting a real good chance to play with Buffalo right now.
Yep. I mean, that was a good game by Buffalo. They're showing that they can probably win that division, go into a playoff game having
Yeah.
home field advantage and maybe win one. And
Oh,
stuff.
you know what team I should discuss, and it just came up
It
into my
just
mind.
came to
Yeah, it
you.
just came. Mm-hmm.
Oh, wise
Um,
one. What game did you come to?
now with Washington playing the football team now playing in Arizona against San Francisco, there is no Antonio Gibson. He's got a turf toe, so he's out.
Turf monster.
Mm-hmm. Well, no. This actually happened on natural grass at Pittsburgh.
Grass monster.
Yep.
Grass monster
Oh,
got him.
the Eagles have a nice new starting quarterback this week.
Yep.
Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
Carson Wentz. Yes, I feel bad. He's making so much money, but
he's making a lot of money to make.
Yeah, well, he's going to be riding the bench. He may ride the bench the rest of the year, but I don't know. But
He may
I
be
think
not in
Philly
Philadelphia anymore.
I
He
don't think
may not be in Philly.
I don't think Philadelphia has enough left to have a chance to win the division.
No, I think they'll finish just above Dallas. They'll just finish just above Dallas.
Mm-hmm. Minnesota. If any of you saw that game between Minnesota and Jacksonville, that game had no business being in overtime. Jacksonville almost pulled out a victory.
Yeah, they almost did, but give the Vikings to pull it out and stuff.
And it wasn't with Dalvin Cook either. It was Adam Thielen. They were throwing the ball to Adam Thielen a lot.
Yep. So
and it takes and then of course it takes a Minnesota victory in overtime, which only had about a minute left because that game was almost close to coming out to a tie.
Yeah.
And that would have hurt Minnesota too.
Yep, it would have.
Two teams who can clinch. I think it's divisions. It's Green Bay and New Orleans.
Yes, those two would be.
Okay.
Because
New Orleans should have no problem in Philadelphia. Well,
no problem.
I'll give it a close game, but Taysom Hill's playing this week again. They're saving Drew Brees for a game against Kansas City next week.
Yeah, that's a good call. That's a good call. I think they will probably clinch. Tampa Bay's not going to catch them. Tampa Bay may fall out of the playoffs. Aren't Tampa Bay and Los Angeles Rams playing? Or
Tampa Bay's playing Minnesota this week.
Yep.
The Rams already played.
Well, if the Baltimore loses that game, they go down to the 7th seed. And the Rams will move ahead of them.
Ravens are AFC, Joe. Rams are NFC.
I said Rams and Tampa Bay.
Oh, okay. Sorry. You. All right. Wait a minute. Let me do this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep. No, I'm trying to find the where we stand right now with the standings and stuff.
Yeah, it'd be Minnesota and Tampa Bay, and since the Rams already won that game against New England on Thursday, Tampa Bay has to win, or they're slowly dripping out of the playoff picture.
Yep. And are they on the bubble rank? Okay. Right now, Tampa's ranked number 6.
Yeah. And Rams are ranked.
And this is a big game at home versus Minnesota for them.
Yes, it is. There's 6.
6 takes on a 7.
Yep.
Arizona right now.
Yeah.
I think it's 6-6 now.
Yeah. Yep. 6-6 versus the Giants.
You got games this week like Chiefs and Dolphins is a big game. Steelers and Bills are a big game. Browns and Ravens. Colts Raiders.
Pittsburgh and Buffalo. That's a big game.
Buffalo's a biggie. Packers, they just need to win, and I think they clinch a division
against Detroit. So they're 9-point favorite. So they should win that game.
Chicago's playing Houston.
Yep. Baltimore versus Cleveland. That's a big game.
There's quite a few teams that are playing that has something to play for. I think the only teams that aren't really playing for anything
is Cincinnati and Dallas.
Carolina, Denver, Cowboys and Bengals.
Chicago and Houston, not
Yep.
playing for much.
Nope. Chicago's on number 9, so they're not out of it yet, Joe.
They're 5-7.
Right. Well, remember,
I give them a good out.
Right now is in a spot with a 6-6 record.
Yeah.
So Arizona, Chicago, Detroit, San Francisco, Washington football team. I would still say they're in the mix. Atlanta, Carolina, not really. And by the way, for any of you wondering about Mr. McCaffrey, he's out with a quad injury. He's now doubtful for Sunday.
Yeah. Now doubtful.
It's not. Carolina's been going down the wrong way, unfortunately, since McCaffrey has been going down.
Yeah. Yep.
You know?
Okay.
So, but yeah, I know we didn't get to a lot of NFL teams on the Blitz today, but I wanted to mention the big time teams that got the victories.
We got to the main ones. We got to the key games.
Right. Yep. You know,
we got about 4 minutes left. What do we got?
Okay, well, Dave Dabrowski is back in Major League Baseball. He's now the president with the Philadelphia Phillies.
Okay.
Apparently, it was announced this afternoon, and the first thing I said, "Oh, good. How is he going to go along with Joe Girardi?"
Yeah, that should clash heads.
You know, it should. You also have tomorrow for football. You have college football. Army Navy have another game to play.
That's always a good game. That's always.
I believe it's only the cadets who are allowed to go. I don't think anybody else is allowed to go to that game.
I think so too.
Unless if it's in Philadelphia, then they may not let anybody go to that game either. But I don't know what the rules are for that. You have some teams. Oh yeah, I've got one thing to say about Ohio State. You're very lucky you got into the Big Ten championship because you needed 6 wins, and apparently
you needed 6 wins.
You needed to play 6 games.
Yeah.
And I think after the reason why they're going is because Michigan was the team that had the problem. If it was Ohio State, then I think they would have not been able to be allowed. But because it was Michigan,
well, it's Ohio State, and
it's a big deal.
It's a big deal. It's a big school. I don't even know why they're even ranked in the top 4 for the national title.
Number 4. That's where they're ranked.
Yep.
You know, and get ready for next week. We have Clemson and Notre Dame playing for the ACC championship. We knew this was coming.
Yep.
So Clemson gets a chance at redemption, and they could play each other again.
Yeah, they could. They could.
So there's an outside chance in that. And also we have what's coming up also. You got plenty of college basketball games that are going on, even though most of some are playing, some are not. You know, women's UConn Huskies finally start their season against UMass.
Hopefully, keep the fingers crossed that they.
And then of course they get to play Tuesday because their opposing team got the good old Zonks. Yep,
good old Zonks, yeah.
And of course, the men right now are back into the same. They had to take the pause again.
Yep.
Oh, here we go again.
Zonked everywhere, yeah. I mean, it's going to be weird for a while, as we always say. It's going to be weird.
Yep, I know.
They're doing their best. Imagine if they just said, screw it, and,
Yeah, well, on our next show, we will talk about Coach K. Yeah, next show we have to talk about the Duke coach, Coach K, about his little rant about after he lost to Illinois about why are we playing.
Yeah, why are we playing?
We'll save that for another one because I know we're just about out of time.
About a minute. Yeah.
So, but yeah, there's not much quickies that are going on. Like I said, by the time we discuss next week, it'll almost be time for the NBA season to start. And
yep.
And baseball, you haven't really been hearing much about baseball right now. Not even
their. Yeah, even they're gonna. I think via whatever. They're gonna do the baseball meetings, winter meetings.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
They're gonna share that with fans. Virtually. Yeah, who's gonna watch that? I'm not gonna watch that.
Baseball fans, before we go,
Yeah.
remember, they need to get this deal done because after this year, the contract expired.
Yeah, I know. And then a real mess happens.
Then the mess is going to be worse than what we had to go deal with through this past season. So,
yeah.
But that's it. Time has
expired. All right. This is Ho Ho Ho, Joe Musel, your host. And
this
you know,
it's jolly. Jason Coachy Be Careless. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Please like our videos on YouTube. It means
Facebook,
a lot.
And, everything. Yep.
We'll do it again 1 week from Friday. And while my I think she's gonna feed me a cookie. I think so.
All right. We want to see Coachy get a cookie. See you guys.
All right. Bye, everybody. See you next week.